Hello and welcome to this video on using BigBlueButton. Today, I'm going to show you how to use BigBlueButton and run your virtual PLPs easily for both you and your parents. The technology department is recommending that you use BigBlueButton for PLPs rather than Google Meet because BigBlueButton does not require your parents to have an account to join in. If you opt to use Google Meet, then the parents will have to have at least a personal Google account or will need to use their child's CCA Google account to join. BigBlueButton also has a few additional features that work well for PLPs, and we'll cover these in the demonstration. Before we get started, I want to clear up some potential confusion around BigBlueButton and Schoology conferences. Both BigBlueButton and Schoology conferences use the same underlying software, so if you've tried Schoology conferences, you'll be familiar with how it works. As I'll show later on, this does not mean that your parents will need a Schoology account to join your PLP. In fact, they'll only need to be able to click the link you send and type their name. With that stuff covered, let's get to the demonstration. We're going to start not with BigBlueButton, but with a Google presentation. One of the most powerful features of BigBlueButton is the ability to present directly within the conference. I highly recommend you make use of this feature in your PLPs. This presentation is from my fictional 4th grade student, John Doe. As you can see, I've converted the traditional PLP forms and report cards to an easily readable presentation. The parents will even have the ability to download the presentation directly from within the web conference, so I've added an arrow to point out the download button. I could now make copies of this to fill out for each of my students. If you'd like to use this presentation as a basis for your own PLPs, I've made it available in the email you were sent as well as in the video description below. If you'd like to make your own presentation, I would recommend choosing a light background color so that some of the BigBlueButton features, such as the download button, are easy to see. To get ready for the PLP, I'm going to download this presentation as a PDF file that we can use in BigBlueButton. To get started with BigBlueButton, you should have received an invitation in your email recently. It will look similar to this, and despite the wording, there is no sign-up process to complete. Go ahead and click on the blue link to launch the BigBlueButton page. I recommend taking a moment to bookmark this page before you proceed. With that done, you can sign in with your CCA Google account. If you're currently using only your CCA Google account, then the sign-in process is very easy. If you are signed in with multiple accounts, you will need to choose your CCA account before continuing. Once you're signed in, you'll land at your BigBlueButton homepage, which lists all of your conference rooms. When you first get started, you'll have only your home default room. You're free to create as many additional rooms as you want, and this means that you can pre-build all your PLP rooms whenever you like. When you create a new room, you'll get a custom URL that you can send to your participants, in this case, your parents. This URL is the only information your parents will need to join your PLP, and they're free to pass this URL along to others that may need to join the meeting. I recommend that you create one room for each PLP rather than trying to reuse the same room, as this will help keep things private in the event that parents arrive early or linger after their PLP meeting is complete. Let's look at how to create a room best suited for PLPs. First, we click Create a Room and give it a title. Keep in mind that this title will be visible to anyone in the room. To keep things simple, I do not recommend using an access code for your PLPs, nor muting users automatically when they join. We will not require moderator approval for joining, and we will not allow any user to start the meeting. This setting means that if parents arrive early to the meeting room, BigBlueButton will tell them that the meeting has not yet started, and they will automatically join when you start the meeting. We will not be making users moderators, nor will we be automatically joining the room. With this done, we click Create Room. As you can see, we have a new room with a new dedicated link to send to our parents. When it's time to start the PLP, we just return to our BigBlueButton homepage, choose the appropriate PLP room, and click Start. We can choose to join listen only or with our microphone. Obviously, for this example, we'll choose to join with our microphone. So when we click on that, we'll need to authorize the site to use our microphone. BigBlueButton will perform a short audio test so that you know your mic is working. After the audio test, you will be live in the conference. Before we proceed further, let's look at how to join from the parent perspective. Here, my personal email is playing the role of PLP parent. I've received an email from the teacher with the PLP link. I can click on the link and then enter my name to get started with the meeting. That's all I need to do. If the meeting was already in progress, I would be joining right now, but it looks like it hasn't started yet. I'll switch to the teacher side and begin the meeting. There we go. As soon as the teacher joins, the parent joins the meeting as well, with the same audio test that you heard before. And there we are in the meeting. Now, back on the teacher side, let's continue with the PLP meeting. If you're planning on using your webcam, now would be the time to start that. If you're planning on recording your meeting with the parents now in the call, now would be the time to start recording as well by clicking the Start Recording option at the top of the window. Both you and your participants will receive a notification that the meeting is now being recorded. To begin our presentation, you can click the plus button at the bottom of the window and choose Upload a Presentation. Choose the appropriate presentation to upload from your files. And make sure to click the Allow Presentation to be Downloaded link if you want parents to be able to download the presentation during the web conference. Click Upload and give it a moment to convert the file. Now the presentation is available in the meeting. You'll be able to advance the slides forwards and backwards and use the whiteboarding tools to doodle on the screen if you need to. When you hover your mouse over the presentation, parents will be able to see where you're pointing. When the meeting is finished, you can choose End Meeting in the upper right-hand menu to disconnect parents and leave the meeting. After ending a PLP, you may want to keep the rooms around for a while. You can reuse them if parents need a second meeting, and if you recorded the meeting, video will take about 10 to 15 minutes to become available for download. Otherwise, you can keep the rooms around as long as you wish or delete them immediately. That concludes the training for this video. Thank you for sitting through it all, and if you have additional questions, please reach out to myself or our curriculum coordinator, Angie Hoyer. Have a good day and stay safe. Thank you.